So, we're reviewing 5 tips to help you change your mindset to a holistic one in 2025. So, 92% of people often fail to achieve their New Year's resolutions, according to University of Scranton's research. Also, setting specific goals increases your likelihood of success by 42%, according to the Dominican University study. And so, why would that be? If you're new to my channel, my name is Dr. Erica Steele. I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor. I hold 7 degrees in my field, all in the natural healthcare space. I like to say that I went to school so you don't have to. If you are interested in learning all about holistic living in 2025 or in any year that you find me, welcome. I'm super excited. We have an online community chock filled with content related to mindset all this month. If you want to follow along, join our free community. We also have a group that you can join and we can work together and really, get to the bottom of where you're stuck out with your lifestyle so that you can make healthier decisions for many, many years to come. We also have a 7-day healthy eating challenge that's coming up, so pay attention to that. And if you're part of the community, we will be starting daily meditations to really help you get your day started. All right, so now let's talk about how you can actionably change your mindset into a more holistic one in 2025. The first thing is intention. So we talk a lot about intention, but not necessarily understanding the specifics. So intention is just literally a thought in the sky, and then we have to bring it down. And when we bring it down into our mind, we want to make it specific. So what does that mean? A lot of times people will choose, let's say, losing weight as a goal, but they don't get specific in terms of how much weight they want to lose, by when, and furthermore, why. So first thing is we need to set a very specific intention, meaning that you want to set something where you have a specific number goal or something quantifiable so that you can know if you are successful or not. The next thing I really want you to be aware of is your why, because let's face it, change is definitely difficult and you're fighting all kinds of unconscious patterns, and sometimes you just don't want to do it, even though you know that you should be doing it or you would be doing it or could be doing it. And so we want to also focus on our why. So we talk about more intrinsic motivation. That means internal motivation. A lot of times people will choose extrinsic motivation, meaning that they'll do it for, let's say, a friend or a family, or I want to run around with my grandkids kind of thing. And while those can be helpful to get you started, what's going to really help you maintain that change is internal. So if you want to feel better, if you have a weight loss goal, if you have a chronic disease issue you're trying to resolve, or you're a high level professional and you're trying to, optimize your mental health, emotional health, physical health, so you can get to the next level. These are all things to really flush out. So if you're a part of our group, we have lots of different guides and things like that that you can take a look of to really help you get to the bottom of this. And naturally, I'll be there in the discussion groups to kind of help you along in your journey. So now that we have our why, we're very specific about it. Now let's figure out the structure that we are going to use. So what do I mean by structure? So meaning, how are you going to accomplish your goal, right? It's not just going to happen out of thin air. If you want to lose weight, naturally, you're going to need to drink more water. You're going to need to know your macros. You're going to need to plan your food. And so making sure you have a structure to execute on your new plan so that you can achieve the results that you're looking for. Also, making sure that you're tracking your progress. So if you don't track it, it doesn't exist. I know that we kind of groan when we have to track anything, but tracking not only holds you accountable, but it also helps you to really get honest with yourself about what you're doing. As an example, myself, I weigh myself every single day, first thing in the morning. Why do I do that? So that I can hold myself accountable to my weight goal, making sure that I don't go up too much or even go down too much. I want to make sure that I maintain my weight in a healthy way. I also take my hip measurements and my waist measurements as well to maintain my metabolic health. So tracking these progress can really help you, especially if you don't know if a treatment plan is working or not. So often people are taking supplements and all kinds of different holistic treatments, and they don't really know if they're working or not. They just assume. And assumption, we know about that. So we want to track our progress. We have our Holistic Life app that patients will track their progress in, but you can also use manual. You can write it down, journals, calendars, all kinds of different tools. There's digital tools, there's written tools, there's workbooks. We have digital workbooks in our group, so you can download those. Also, too, we have the app that you can also track. So the advantages naturally of using a technology to be able to do that is it manually tracks and adds things for you, such as calories or any other metric that you need to know. Really leveraging technology is really helpful when you're looking to track your progress. Last thing is celebrating your wins. So as you're tracking your progress, right, even if it's small, right, let's say you have a weight loss goal and you lose a pound, right, a pound is a pound, right, even if you gain it back the next day, celebrating it that day really rewards you for your progress and also keeps you motivated. I like to also put in like a treat, and not like a food treat, not like, oh, I'm going to do this, but more so like, okay, if I complete this after 90 days, I'm going to have a spa day. Or if I, follow through with this plan of losing weight as my example, then I'm going to, buy the dress that I want. Or let's say if I'm working to expand myself in my professional world, I'm going to reward myself when I get to a certain, let's say, number goal that I'm looking for. So whatever that, tangible number that you flushed out, right, you definitely want to give yourself some rewards. So often, more than not, we beat ourselves up, especially if we're not accomplishing something. If we don't get it right the first time, we tend to beat ourselves up, which is why in my practice, I tend to add at first rather than take away. We're more responsive to positive psychology than we are to negative. Most of us have been taught, trained, brought up, raised, whatever you want to call it, using negative psychology. We've known that when we're doing bad, we know that we're bad, right? But we're not often celebrated for the good things that we do. So that celebration and validation seldom doesn't come external. We really have to seek that internal, which is why intrinsic motivation is definitely the strongest, most sustainable version of of this whole thing. I lost my train of thought. You know what I'm saying? So I really encourage everyone to shift your mindset, right? Because your actions are created first as an intention, then a thought, then you have an emotion over the thought, and then that produces the action, habits, behaviors, and eventually lifestyle. So when we are creating a new identity of being a holistic person or living a holistic lifestyle or living a healthier lifestyle or whatever your intention is, we want to embody that. And how do we do that? We do that with our mindset. We do that with intention. We do that with consciousness. So being unconscious and expecting a result, or ignoring, not being self-aware, are all things that are not going to help us when we're looking to change. So again, if you are interested in joining our group where we are going to encourage you, support you, rally around you, and give you the tools that you need, definitely check the links out in the bio below because we'd love to have you. It's a small investment, but definitely well worth it, especially for a healthy, holistic 2025.